A Columbia convenience store owner charged with murder tonight after the shooting death of a 14-year-old boy.
Regardless, even if he had shoplifted 4 bottles of water, which is what he initially took out of the cooler, and then he put them back, even if he'd done that, that's not something you shoot anybody over, much less a 14-year-old, but you just don't do that.
Richland County deputies say that Rick Chow, who owns a Shell gas station near Park Lane Road in Columbia, chased Cyrus Carmack-Belton from his store last night after suspecting him of shoplifting.
The death will be ruled as a homicide. He was shot fatally in his back as he was running away from the store.
Chow shot the boy in the back just down the road off the convenience store property on Spring Tree Drive.
Senseless. Doesn't make sense.
Yes, he was shot in the back. Yes, he was running away. No, he did not shoplift anything from that store.
It's just sad. It's sad. If y'all would have seen that baby's name right there, that's all I can see.
If he'd been shot in the front and he was armed with a gun, it'd be a different story. The fact that the young man's allegedly had a gun on him. Did he point it at him? Did he threaten with him? If he'd have done any of that, then this shooting may have been justified. We believe he had a concealed weapons permit. So, yes, as far as legally owning that weapon, yes, he did. And he's on his property, so he can have a weapon on his property.
Do you even want to go in the store now? Because anything can happen now these days, and everybody's getting trigger happy. That young man didn't have to die like that, but for me to witness that yesterday, like, I'm in fear for my own brother and for any of the kids that's in my neighborhood, because these kids, they come outside all the time. They come to the store all the time. Now it's like, now you got to watch your kids.
You don't shoot somebody in the back who's not a threat to you.
Yo, what's up, people? We back. Another day on Keep It G News. And today we in Columbia, South Carolina to talk about a tragic loss of a 14-year-old boy by the hands of a store owner, gas station owner. In this case, is reminiscent to another case I'm going to highlight later on in this video, because it's a few things I want to point out to people, man. And it's about how the news run these articles when you got these unique type of cases where certain protected groups of people murder black people. You know, it's always the same way. It's written up, always the same. I'm trying to tell y'all, and I want to point that out to y'all so y'all can pay attention to, because they kind of giving the suspect a defense early on. So you already know where the case is headed. Now, they did arrest this man and charged him. You see what they said early in the beginning of the video. He has been charged. I mean, I agree with the sheriff. You don't shoot nobody in the back. He's not a threat to you at that point. Now, in this article I'm going to read, it details a little bit more of the situation, you know, so we get a full understanding of what exactly happened. And like I said, I'm going to highlight some things in this article because I want y'all to pay attention to it in future cases where you got these type of things going on, man, because I'm telling you to do it every time. 99% of the time, where you got a white person kill a black person, an Asian Chinese person kill a black person, they write these articles up almost identical. It's like they got a playbook. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to say rest in peace to Cyrus Belton. Gotta say rest in peace to him first and foremost. You talking about a family losing their son or grandson or brother or, you know, nephew at 14 years old, man. Not even get a chance to grow to even understand life on any level. You know, that's what? Ninth grade, man. So, I'm not going to hold y'all up because, like I said, we got a lot to get into today. So, I want y'all to listen to this article detailing exactly what happened on this day, which was, I think, Sunday, Memorial Day weekend, where Cyrus Belton was murdered. The Richland County Sheriff's Department has charged the gas station owner with the murder and the shooting death of a 14-year-old teenager. Sheriff Leon Lott gave an update Monday in the shooting that took the life of Cyrus Carmack-Belton, calling the crime senseless. "You don't do what happened last night," Lott said. Lott said around 8 p.m. Carmack-Belton went inside a gas station on Parkland Road near Springtree Drive. The sheriff said the owner, identified as Rick CHOW accused the teen of shoplifting barrels of water. Lott said that wasn't true. In point of fact, the teen had touched the bottles, but put them back in the cooler. Lott said the victim and the owner got into an argument and the teen left the store, the sheriff said. The store owner's son then began chasing the teen, with CHOW following. The sheriff said CHOW had a pistol. The chase went near apartments on Springtree Drive, where the victim tripped and fell, but Lott said he then got back up. The son told his father the teen had a gun, and a few moments later, Lott said CHOW shot Carmack-Belton in the back. Richard County Coroner Nadia Rutherford said the gunshot wound causes injuries to the teen's heart. The sheriff said they investigated the case and said they did find a gun near the teen's body, but they determined the gun was not pointed at the men and that the teen was shot as he had his back turned. He said there had been a lot of misinformation in the case, but this is what the investigation concluded. These are the facts of the case, Lott said. A tragic incident occurred and the person responsible has been arrested. Lott did acknowledge that the shop had a history of shoplifting and that the owner had conversations with other people over the years. But he said there's no excuse for the incident. It's one of these things where you just stand up and shake your head, he said. There's no reason for this to happen. Anything stick out to y'all in that article? Because I'm going to tell you what I noticed. I noticed a defense. You know, they mentioned how the store has been burglarized, you know. They had confrontations in this store with the same store owner. So that's feeding into the fear, you know. He was scared, you know. He'd been burglarized before. He was paranoid. That's why he reacted like that. Even though he was wrong, it don't make it right. But we all know when it comes time to court and trial, all you gotta do is put an ounce of guilt in the jury's mind. So they already painting the picture early. Another thing that pointed out that stuck out to me was the gun. Where's the gun? The gun was found on him or under him or by him. And I'm gonna tell you something that they left out. How long was the police called before they actually got to this scene? You know, because that gun could have been planted. It don't say he got fingerprints on it. So if they don't know for sure that that gun was this 14-year-old kid's, why even mention it? Why mention it? Because I'm telling y'all, if they ran fingerprints on it, it haven't came back yet. We talking about this case is from yesterday or Sunday. So why mention the gun if it's really no relevance? Because it might not be. You understand? But the reason they do that is to create doubt. They're already giving this man, CHOW, a defense way before he even get to trial. Way before. So yeah, he has been charged. But we already know this is the beginning stages. You know what I mean? Once the case break down, we're going to see what's really going on and how they really care about this or how they really going to carry this situation. But I don't like it already. Already, yo. It was two things they didn't have to mention in this case, yo. They didn't have to mention that he was a registered gun owner. Because all that matters was he chased this boy, murdered him, and he falsely accused him of stealing waters. Even if he did steal waters, like you heard the sheriff, that ain't no reason to kill nobody. But you know what this got me thinking about? I remember a case, well, I don't really remember it, but I remember hearing about a case growing up, man. Tupac spoke a lot about it, and it was the case of Natasha Harlan.
Latasha Harlins was 15 when she was shot and killed by a liquor store owner, a Korean immigrant who accused the teen of trying to steal a bottle of orange juice.
Store owner Soon Ja-do thought 15-year-old Latasha Harlins was going to steal some orange juice.
Security video captured a scuffle between clerk and customer. Soon Ja-do shot the teen in the back of the head, killing her. Witnesses said Harlins had cash in her hand.
This grainy security camera videotape graphically depicts the last few moments of 15-year-old Latasha Harlan's life.
Du was convicted of voluntary manslaughter, but given probation.
As our victim turned to walk away from the scene, the suspect raised a weapon and shot the victim in the back of the head.
Y'all remember that case? For the people that's old enough, and if you don't know, here's your time. this case basically jump-started the 92 riots, along with Rodney King. And we all know history does repeat itself. But this case was monumental. You feel me? And look what happened with this woman. A Chinese woman murdered this girl because she falsely accused her of stealing the orange juice that she had the money for. The girl died with the money in her hand. Then the same Asian woman went to court and got probation. Got probation, even though she was charged. Now, some people might say, you know, that was 92. We didn't came further from then. But have we really? Because I doubt it. History repeats itself, man. Always remember that. And this case is definitely reminiscent. Now, I'm going to say this. The case in Columbia, South Carolina is way worse because he chased him down and murdered him off property. And why isn't the son charged? He was a co-conspirator. He led chase. Just like what happened with Ahmaud Arbery. Y'all remember that case? The other guy that was in the car following Ahmaud Arbery and blocking him off, he was charged. Why not the son? The son was equally as guilty. He started the chase first. Straight up, y'all. And if this 14-year-old kid had a gun on him, why he ain't shoot it? Why did he didn't shoot it? Y'all heard he fell, got back up, and ran again. Why didn't he ever decide, you know what, I'm tired of running, I'm going to shoot? Because I don't think there ever was a gun there. I think that gun might have been planted there. And that's just me speculating because I know how they carry these type of things. I know what they do. They're going to make it, they're going to give these guys every opportunity to beat this case, even though they're charged. They're going to release all information that's in their favor. Make it even. But we all know they don't always do that. You understand? They only do that when a white person murder a black or an Asian Chinese person murder a black male or a woman. We done seen it in both cases. But I just want to make y'all aware of that, yo. So we shouldn't be surprised if whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? Because we done seen it before. We know the gameplay. We know the playbook. I just wish that when we got these store owners that treat us like this in our own environment, shall we stop shopping there? Even if you gotta walk or drive an extra mile, extra 5-10 minutes. Straight up, yo. I remember, real quick story, y'all. My kids used to play football. Parkeye Saints, Baltimore City. For all my Baltimoreans, y'all know what I'm talking about. At the field, there was a corner store on the corner. It's a Chinese store on the corner of Wiley in Ricestown. I used to go there every day. At practice, after practice, during practice, all that. You feel me? I go in there 1 week. Got my kids with me. My nephews with me. It's like 6 of us. I'm the only adult. All kids. You understand? First, they all behind the counter. But when we walk in, they all come on the other side of the counter. Now they all posted up in their little areas. I'm like, yo, what y'all doing this for? We ain't stealing. I ain't never stole out of here. My kids ain't doing no stealing. I said, you know what? I don't like how this feel. I walked out. Never went back again. Straight up. That's how we got to treat them so they can respect us in our own neighborhoods, man. These be the same store owners that's making bank in our hoods and won't even let you slide for 5 cents, even though you come there every day and spend all your money with them, man. We don't need them. Stop supporting them. If we just stop supporting CHOW, if they had stopped supporting CHOW back then, this would have never even happened because Cyrus wouldn't even have been there. They would have been X'd out. And that store would have probably got closed down because they wasn't making the money that they was making before. But that's why they treat us like that, because they know at the end of the day, we're still going to come back. It might be the only store in the neighborhood. But that's when us as a community got to realize, you know what, yo? If I got to take an extra walk or, you know, I got to call somebody to come pick me up just so I can go around this store to the next one, we got to do it because they don't respect us. And if they don't respect us, we don't respect them, and we don't need to be spending our money with them. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Like I said, y'all, this is a sad situation. I want to say rest in peace. You feel me? But we seen this before. This is history repeating itself. I just hope that this time, Cyrus and his family get some real justice, man, because what he did was cold-blooded murder, man, and I hope he was charged with first degree because he had every intentions on killing this boy. He chased him down. He had time to think. This was premeditated, in my opinion. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. This is Keep It G News.
I need some praying people feel like I'm stuck. It's seeping deep, but don't be smoking shit that you ain't roll up. I'm trying to teach you. Niggas singing up their nose on the low and think I don't know it. Mama lying for my bro, cause he wrong and think I don't know it. If it was get it poppin' time on the grind and I jailed on you, God please take my breath from my body, I fell bro. I've been in every war, holding every shield, swinging every sword. I stood and never ran. Why would you blind, try to steal my glory? Put that on my stripes, I ain't never back down or folded up in my life. I've been thugging like this, I've been thugging like this, I've been thugging like this, I've been thugging like. If I'm lying, God take my sight, never let a bro starve in my life. I've been thugging like this, I've been thugging like this, I've been thugging like this, I've been thugging like